Oh my god, wow. I just finished The Boys season 5 episode 7. And okay, I think I got to say it. I don't think the show is good anymore. I this oh my god. I don't know what is where do I even start? What do I say about this episode that's probably already not going to get said? Bro. So, the episode, oh man, do I even want to give a summary on it? I'm sorry. I'm genuinely I'm just shocked. You know what I mean? And not for the reason you might be thinking. Frick. I'm speechless right now. So, the episode, I guess I'll try to give a summary. The episode starts with Homelander being in the White House. And basically, he owns the White House, right? And the president comes in, Ashley comes in, and Homelander's telling them all these things to really, ban or whatever. This part isn't important, okay? It's really just filler freaking bullcrap. Basically, he wants to get Congress out of the way. You know, he wants to ban Congress, and he wants to make sure it doesn't exist. The president says, oh, I don't know if I could do that. Homelander's like, all right, Ashley, read his mind. And then Ashley does, and then Homelander kills him for not being faithful, pops his head, blah, 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 blah. That's not very important. Who freaking cares? I think the next scene after that is, yeah, so it's Huey seeing what the frick is going on, because you hear Kimiko screaming. And I just want to preface this right now. I seen the leaks. I knew exactly what was going to happen in this episode, but I wanted to be surprised, you know? I wanted it to be, surprising for me when, the episode came out, because I was hoping, it would subvert our expectations and somehow the leaks were wrong. I'll get into that. But we see Kimiko getting into a radiation chamber, and she's screaming for her life. We don't know what's going on, right? And freaking Huey's like, whoa, well, what the frick? Guys, stop, let's kill her. What the frick are you guys doing? And basically Frenchie explains that we're trying to give her the uranium. We put her in a radiation chamber so we can give her uranium, so that it's the same power Soldier Boy, and they would have a chance to beat Homelander if they had them. Basically, yeah, that's all you need to know, right? So they go out to go get Allfather, right? They're trying to, go, find out what Homelander's planning, right? So I'm skipping a little bit far ahead, but I promise you're not missing a lot. Anyways, they go to find Allfather, right? So they split up into different teams or whatever. You know, Mother's Milk with Starlight, freaking Huey with Butcher. And the first scene, I think, is Mother's Milk with Starlight. No, wait. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't freaking matter. Anyways, fast forward a little bit. Freaking Huey and Butcher get captured. What the soup? I already forgot what the soup's name is. It does not really matter. I promise you. Reads their minds, and they both get captured. Whoop-de-doo. And then we go to the next scene, and it's... Oh, by the way, guys, I forgot. Sorry. I'm skipping way too far. Earlier in the episode, we seen the Gen V girls. Okay, now I never watched Gen V. I don't know who the frick these people are. I know these people are, supposed to be as strong as Homelander, or one of the girls is, I think. I think Marie, right? That's her name. She's, has, blood bending abilities or whatever. She's supposed to be as strong as Homelander, by the way. Whatever. Basically, they get into an argument. I don't even know what the frick it was. I think I was, not paying attention that much. But basically, they get into an argument, and they frick off, basically. That's their screen time for now. And now we get to the part where Mother's Milk and Starlight go to where Allfather is, and they're sitting in the room where they play the trailer for the movie. I don't remember what it's actually called, but whatever. Yeah, so they play the video of Homelander freaking like the Homelander movie, and I'm not joking when I tell you this, guys. Like, I'm genuinely, I wish I could make this up, okay? But as soon as it, like, the camera pans over, Jesus H. Christ is literally just in the movie with Homelander. Like, okay, buddy. I won't lie, I chuckled a tiny bit at this joke, but it wasn't that funny, so moved on, right? And then basically, fast forward a little bit, the freaking Walmart brand version Catwoman goes up and, you know, finds them both. Well, not really. She goes into the room and she licks herself in her cooch because, you know, the show's humor. And then this guy comes in, the freaking, I don't know what this guy's name is, but basically his power is sniffing, okay? That's all you need to know. Basically, he sniffs the girl's cooch. They play around with each other a little bit. They freaking sniff each other, I guess. I don't know why the show does this, by the way. We're in the second to last episode, and they're still doing these jokes. These jokes aren't funny anymore. Like, it was fine at first at the beginning of the season, but now these jokes aren't funny anymore, and I just had a straight face the whole time. Anyways, afterwards, freaking Homelander and Soldier Boy talk. This is probably not in chronological order. I'm just going around. Freaking Soldier Boy and Homelander. So Homelander, like, you know, like tells Soldier Boy, like, yo, like, I making this park or whatever, and there's gonna be a park named after you and whatever, and I would like for you to, like, you know, be there or whatever. And he said, nah, bro. Paraphrasing, of course, but yeah. So he says he doesn't really want to be there for Homelander because he realizes. Which, okay, by the way, before I get to this part, by the way, I don't know why they flip-flop on Soldier Boy's character so much, which is why I'm just, like, done with this character at this point. They made him flip-flop so many times throughout the season. They made him hate Homelander at first, then liked him, then hate him, then liked him, then hate him, and then he liked him at the end of episode 6, where he gave him the V1. And then he tells Homelander, I didn't do it for you, I did it for Clara. And then now he hates him in, like, oh my god, man. Oh my freaking god. These writers, bro, do not know what the frick they're doing. Okay. I'll talk more about that later. Anyways, so basically he says he's done. He's not gonna come back. He tells Homelander to go kick rocks, basically. He walks away. Homelander chokes him out, which me and my homeboy was on chat, and he heard me crashing out over this, okay? I really did think he died. Now, he was in the incubation chamber, so I guess he didn't technically die. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. Whatever, right? I don't know. That was such a waste. There was no point showing that scene, but whatever. So, I'm trying to remember. Oh. So, I think somewhere, yeah, Frenchie, somewhere, like, in the middle of it, Sage is, like, really depressed and sad because she's very surprised for some reason that her plan against Homelander didn't freaking work. What a retard, by the way. And basically, Frenchie, like, says, please, 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 please help Kimiko. You know, we need you. You're, like, the only person that can help, you know, get her the uranium radiation powers thing to kill Homelander. And she, like, says no, lol, and then she lobotomizes herself, and then the second time he asks, she says, alright, sure, I guess I will, and then, you know, grabs out a freaking vibrator and puts lube on it. So funny, show. It's so funny! Get it, guys? Sex joke. Guys, sex joke. Get it? The vibrator, lube. I hate this show. Anyways. After that, I'm trying to remember what happens next. I think Mother's Milk and Starlight, yeah, they're about to fight the Walmart brand Catwoman and the other guy who sniffs. Basically, Mother's Milk gives the origin of how he got his name to Starlight, blah, 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 blah. And then after that, they go and fight the other two. The Walmart brand Catwoman and the I'm gonna call him Knockoff Wolverine. I don't freaking care. Knockoff Wolverine. And they basically fight and whatever, and they kill them both. The fight's not really important, okay? It's very useless. And if you haven't noticed, the episode is called, like the girl, the Frenchie or the Frenchman in like Mother's Milk, right? And in the comics, if you know what that means, that means like they all die. But I'll get to that in a second. But you're always wondering, you're like thinking like, okay, well, who's gonna die out of the three of them? Is it gonna be Kimiko? Is it gonna be Frenchie? Is it gonna be Mother's Milk? We'll get to that. But anyways, later, freaking Butcher gets like mind raped by this like soup, and he turns into Negan from Walking Dead and spills all the things that are inside of his head. Doesn't really matter. It's really not important, I promise. And basically, he offs him, right? So Negan gets killed by Butcher, and they leave. So they dip out, and they're ready to go back to where Sage is, because, yeah. Oh, and also, I guess the Deep, this happened earlier in the episode, but anyways, the Deep, basically said, he got all depressed because he killed Black Noir, and he wasn't supposed to, but, Homelander doesn't care, which, by the way, I forgot to say, I'm sorry, I am very, like, scatterbrained right now, because I just finished that episode, but, anyways, yeah, so basically, freaking Homelander dissolves the seven, because, obviously there's 7 members, like, what the frick, like, bro, you're not gonna have the 7 without 7 members, but anyways, yeah, so, the Deed gets all depressed and sad, and then we go to the scene where he talks to the Hammerhead Shark, and he says, yo, bro. By the way, he's voiced by Samuel Jackson, which is really funny. Alright, I kind of gotta laugh at that. Anyways, he tells him, like, don't come in this water again, because we'll, kill you, blah, blah, blah. You're no longer welcome in these waters, and, it was, like, a few scenes after, freaking the Deep was like talking to someone, not really important, and then someone wanted him to go save their dad. He didn't. He walked away like a coward he is. I'm really depressed he didn't die this episode, by the way. Anyways. I'm trying to remember after that. So I should probably preface this. Negan already told Homelander, Sage, and Frenchie's and Kimiko's location. Alright? He already knows, so he's already making his way towards there. So, freaking Sage and Frenchie blast up Kimiko with the radiation rays, and it's assumed that it worked. So her uranium powers has, now they're activated, so there you go. And, freaking Frenchie sees on the little thing on his little monitor that Homelander's coming, and they got about like 3 minutes to like, dip out, but Frenchie says that's not enough time for us to leave. So Frenchie, freaking, this was in the leaks, by the way. I already knew this was gonna happen. Frenchie puts both Sage and Kimiko in a zinc. I think it was called zinc. In a zinc like little thing, because Homelander can't see through it. And, Frenchie distracts Homelander so he can't go find Sage. So basically when Homelander pulls up, he's like, oh, it's the Frenchman. And, basically, he asks where Kimiko, or no, he doesn't ask where Kimiko is. He asks where freaking Sage is, and he tells him to go kick rocks, like, a bunch of times. And then he turns on the radiation thing. Well, before that, Homelander asks, like, so he's like, so you're trying to, recreate Soldier Boy's party trick. And Frenchie, says, we already did, stupid. And he turns on the radiation thing, and they're both in there, they're getting fried up or whatever. And then it cuts away to Kimiko and or no, does it? I don't remember, sorry. Anyways, Homelander leaves, it cuts to Kimiko and Sage, they get out the thing, the zinc, little hiding place. They run over, and Frenchie's just crawling on the ground, and he's dying, of course. And he's bleeding out, and basically, Frenchie, like, tells her, like, he always loved her, and all that. And then, like, they kiss, and then Frenchie dies. And then, the ending of the episode is, yeah, Huey and Butcher comes in, and they're like, they don't say anything, but it's like, what the frick? And then the episode ends. So, I did speed a little bit through that. But I promise you, there's really nothing. There's nothing important other than the things I just kind of said. So, yeah, I don't know, man. This episode is just, what are we doing, writers? Did the writers like just sit on like a bunch of like crack when they were writing this like story or this freaking episode? Because holy freaking crap, I'm genuinely in disbelief of how god awful this season is being right now. I didn't hate the season at first, actually. I was actually kind of an enjoyer of the season, and then this happens. So oh man. Can we talk about this? So, way before this episode came out, I already knew the leaks, by the way. If you want me to tell you what's gonna happen in the last episode, you can stay, but if not, this is where you click off the video. But anyways, so basically, the leak said that Frenchie would sacrifice his life while trying to distract Homelander so that Kimiko and Sage can hide, right? And then it said, they said something about, like, Homelander sitting in the presidential office and he kills the president. And that was completely true. All this was true. They also leaked that the Gen V characters will come back into the boys. Like, they'll come into the boys, you know? And that was also true. So, what's gonna happen next episode? And I'm coping at this point. Because I really don't want this to be true, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna be true. Freaking Butcher, Huey, Starlight, everyone's gonna die. Except for Homelander. Kimiko is going to shoot her freaking Soldier Boy powers at Homelander. And it's going to kill the entire world except for Homelander, and he gets to fly off into space, and that's it. Yeah, that's literally the ending of the story. If this isn't, then I'll have egg on my face. But the leak so far has predicted every single thing to date. Every episode, everything, every plot point, every single thing. So, wow. This episode is so bad. It might even be worse than the last episode. I'm genuinely being serious right now. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. This just genuinely might be freaking bad, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Like, why didn't we kill off Frenchie earlier in the show? Why did we kill him off the last episode before the show ends? Or no, the second to last episode before the last episode. Why did we do that? That is such stupid and moronic writing. There's so many plot holes they need to freaking resolve. What is happening to Soldier Boy? Is Deep gonna die? I hope Deep's gonna die next episode. If Deep doesn't die, I will be very angry. I will be so mad if the Deep doesn't freaking get killed off. Oh my god. And then, yeah, like, Soldier Boy, like, is he out of commission forever? Like, apparently Soldier Boy is gonna die. Like, if he isn't dead this episode, he's gonna die next episode. That's what the leaks were saying, so, yeah. By the way, criticisms of the episode, I have a lot of them, but I don't know if I'm gonna name every single one of them. But the Gen V kids coming into this episode and contributing 0 hours of screen time is freaking insane to me. You're really shoehorning Gen V characters right now in the second to last episode of your series? That is so utterly stupid. Especially when you're probably gonna kill them off next episode, bro. I'm genuinely at a loss right now. Like, people say the show has a lot of plot holes. And I didn't really believe it, to be honest. And, man. I'm recording this, by the way, before I look at anyone else's opinions on Twitter or anywhere else. This is completely raw. Like, this is my raw reaction, like, after, like, watching the episode. Like, killing off Frenchie is fine, but why didn't you do that earlier in the season? That literally makes no sense. And then we had to dedicate The episode's a filler! We had to dedicate the episode to filler! Oh my god! Guys, do you not understand that you need to lock in when it comes to your writing when you're ending your show? When you're ending your show, bro! I'm gonna have a freaking... I'm gonna go psychotic, bro. I'm not even freaking lying right now. My voice is getting strained, bro. Oh my god, this episode is not looking... Like, this season's not looking good, bro. Like, this last episode better just knock it out of the park, bro. Homelander better not survive. Like, I don't know how they're gonna kill Homelander if Kimiko dies. Because Soldier Boy's out of commission, and even if he comes back, he's probably not gonna do anything to Homelander, by the way. So, I don't know what the frick is going on in the writer's room. This episode is genuinely so cheeks, so freaking dog water, that I genuinely cannot comprehend how an episode can be this bad. It's not the worst episode in the show. There are way more boring ones, but I don't like this episode. Who freaking thought this was an okay episode to put out? Oh my god. Bro, this episode is getting a 4 out of 10. It's getting a 1000% 4 out of 10. I genuinely cannot believe you put out an episode that is this dog water. And I'm sure a lot of people do not like this episode. I don't know, because I haven't seen anything on the comments or like social media yet. But I'm sure people hate this episode. And I just gotta say, I'm very disappointed in this show. Genuinely. Like, I don't know, like... I don't know. I'm very mad. I'm upset. I can't freaking believe you put that episode out. At least, I will say this, at least Starlight did something. It was against C-list characters, but she did kill people. It was against C-list characters, though. So, whatever. You know, you finally made her do something useful. Finally, after all season, her powers actually worked the way they were supposed to. Wow! Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. The Boys Season 5 needs to lock in for this last episode. And no, I'm not going to the theater to watch the last episode. I can't. There's gonna be a bunch of smelly people in that theater that don't freaking shower who watch The Boys. I'm good. I'm not doing it. I'll just wait. But yeah, no, I can't believe this is an episode that just released, man. It's like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm still in shock. I'm still in genuine shock how horrible that episode is. And and people said episode 5 sucked. Like, man. Well, okay. Anyways, I don't really have any more to say on the subject. I just think, like, season 5 is turning out to be a dumpster fire. Man. I don't know how you guys are gonna wrap up all the plot points in the next episode. That episode better be, like, 4 hours long or something. Because you got a lot of plot holes to wrap up, buddy. Lock in, writers. Please. Anyways, I think I'm done here. I'm gonna go to bed. It's like almost 5 in the morning when I'm recording this. Yeah, no. I think I'm gonna leave for now. Yeah, just lock in, guys, please. Lock in on your writing team, and for the love of God, don't let the leaks be true. And if you haven't watched it yet, go, or don't watch it. If you haven't watched the show yet at this point, I wouldn't blame you. Honestly. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. I can't freaking believe this. Anyways, goodbye. I just wanted to add this on for a quick minute because I just seen this on Twitter right before I went to bed, so I might as well add this into the video while I can. But what the frick was the point of having Soldier Boy do what he did if he had to, like, go back to where he started? That's a freaking good question that I saw on Twitter. What was the point of making Soldier Boy do what he did, to do everything else that he did this season, to end up right back where he started at square one? At square one, bro! Oh my god, wait, these writers are so incompetent that they can't even make up their mind on where they want to go with a plot point of a character, man. I'm genuinely so in disbelief of how stupid these writers can be. I swear to God, I can write fan fiction that has better lore consistency than freaking whatever this freaking bullcrap is. Like, oh my god. Now that just made me even more upset. This episode is so freaking bad. How did you freaking make Soldier Boy give Homelander the V1 being on his side just to make him hate him again? What are we freaking doing, guys? Did we not understand? Did we not look at our own script? Did we not, like, did we just ignore our own writing and just retcon it? Like, what are we doing? There is no lore consistency in this show. There are so many plot holes every single step of the way. And this show can barely even keep any plot points threaded together at all. What are we doing, guys? Soldier Boy is he's such a done dirty character, man. Soldier Boy deserved better. I really liked Soldier Boy. I thought Soldier Boy was so cool of a character. And then they cucked him. They made him like a cuck near the end of the show. And now they're making him go back to square one for no reason. Just to keep him alive? Question mark? And also, this is also a good question. Why the frick didn't freaking Homelander go back and kill the rest of the boys after killing Frenchie? Did Homelander just forget that they're still wanting to kill him? What are we doing? Like, I get not him going after Kimiko or Sage because he had no idea that Kimiko was there. He didn't know where Sage was. So that's fine, but like, oh my god. This show, like, I'm gonna rip my hair out. Genuinely, I'm gonna rip my hair out by how inconsistent this show is. This is a waste of time. This episode is such a waste of time to watch. The only the major things that happen is that Kimiko gets the uranium power, supposedly, and then Frenchie dying. That's it. You can maybe argue that the Gen V characters are like a major thing that happens, but they only get like 2 minutes and maybe 3 minutes of screen time. I don't even think it's even 5 minutes of screen time, if I'm being really honest with you. This episode is so trash. It's so freaking dog water. I can't believe they did Soldier Boy like that. He deserved better. He deserved to not get freaking treated this way. Soldier Boy was one of the coolest characters in the show, and they're making him be, like, not cool. Man. I think oh, man. Now, this is gonna bother me all day. Like, oh my god, I'm so sorry if I get really heated during this video, but I can't. I genuinely cannot. Anyways, I have to wrap this up soon before I actually throw something in my room, because writers, please, do not screw up the finale. I swear to freaking God. Anyways, I'm out of here. See you. God, this show is freaking so bad.